What is going on, my people? Today is opening day of bow season, and at least here in Michigan, and we're trying to get after it. We are kind of loading everything up in the vehicle right now to go down the road a little bit and hunt. Horrible, right? Just sounds like just a great and exciting afternoon. Listen, I'm really bad at the vlogging part. People think I'm really good at it, but I'm really not that good. I'm always like, well, how do I make this fun and exciting? I just ramble on. So enough of the rambling. We got to load up. We got a few things to grab. I want to put a trail camera on this piece of property. We're going to head to the back portion of. It's pretty windy. I'm not really optimistic for this afternoon, but you know what? I'm going to try and commit myself to keeping you guys really updated throughout the season. I'm going to do my dang best and see how it goes. So I got to grab a wireless trail camera, some gear, and we're going to head back down the road, get back in the woods some. It's windy today. I'm not ready. I bought my license this morning. Didn't even go hunting this morning. Normally don't hunt early mornings anyways. The idea right now is this is private property. I know it fairly well. Done a lot of habitat work out here. But it's such a hard game to play on predictability and what the animals are doing. So we're gonna work with this wind, walk the farthest way around we can on the property, and see if we can't find some fresh sign. Either that, you know, if we don't find fresh sign, there's one tree stand preset that's already up that I'll climb up into with my saddle and try that. But we're gonna walk this property edge right now and see if we find any acorns that are dropping, because I haven't found any dropping acorns yet, or find some just beat down path on this strong northeast wind. We are finally all set up. We elected to go with the stand that was already set up just a little bit higher than this hang-on stand. I'm tucked in these trees a little bit better. I can get shots over this overgrowth a little bit better. So it worked out. I brought my stuff with me, other than my sticks I left on the ground. I just knocked the arrow, just waiting for something to happen now. This piece of property was logged a few years ago. It is thicker than snot. It's really hard to predict the travel patterns because of it. So that's why my hopes for today aren't super high. We just hope for the best every time we go out, right? So I'm hoping that this is a natural travel route, or at least a funneling area along some edges. So this is probably the only place in the woods where I can see for further than 70 yards. Maybe not quite that far. Yeah, sure. So it gives me some opportunity at the very least to try and get an idea of what's going on back here. I just hope, something luckily happens. I'd be very surprised, but it'd be really cool. We've talked before many a time about hunting, at least the idea of it, and it's not just always about killing something. I mean, you have to kill something to be a hunter, but I'm just happy being out here right now. Fresh air, fresh breeze, kind of like a Indian summer type. There's a deer right there. There's a deer. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Right there. Appears to be a doe. Well, I haven't seen any deer in a while, other than that one doe. That was it. So I'm like, all right, I'll talk to the camera again. I'll start talking to the camera, and a deer will show up. It's worth a shot, right? There's 3 bucks that I really want to shoot that we've had on camera this year in the summertime. There's a 10, which actually there was pictures of this morning, and a couple of 8s that are both at least 3.5 years old. Here's my philosophy when it comes to age and hunting whitetails. I agree, 4.5, 5.5-year-old deer is probably a mature deer, or at least peak antler growth. But it all is relative to where you hunt to, on what your goal should be for the property or public land that you're hunting. When I'm hunting public land, it gives me a nice 8-point or a nice 2.5. At home, here on the family property where I have we have a chance to manage a little bit. A lot of Michigan pressure, but still, it's I do a top 10% rule. So if you're running a camera on your property in the summertime and through the fall, if you pick out the top 10% of bucks and that's your target and that's it, Stick to your word, stick to your druthers, and those are the bucks that you're going to try and shoot. For me, it's at least those 3. There may be one more buck that I would shoot. And, you know, you just got to roll with it. The thing is just sticking to it. That's what people have a hard time doing. I haven't shot a buck in 4 years. 4 years off of this property. I think it's been 4 years, maybe 5. Either way, I haven't shot a buck in a while off of this property. But I'm just sticking to my druthers. I know that my other family members here would love to shoot any of the other deer that I wouldn't. So my hope is this year that either one of those 3 bucks shows up and I get a chance at it, where there's a situation that gets the heart just a pounding on a surprise buck of some sort. I think the biggest key is like people say hunt your hunt, which you should. You should hunt your hunt. But you also shouldn't talk a game that you don't play. Staying true to your word in all facets of life. Because that's all we got in life. We've got our word and our character, and those are the 2 things that we can control. And once you throw that trust out the window, nobody believes you anymore. It's hard to believe anything in the future either. It's hard to justify, at least. Oh, there's a little buck right there. See, this worked. Oh, looks decent, actually. To a degree, I hate technology. As I'm sitting here in this spot, and a wireless camera goes off, and the big one I'm after, the 10, isn't anywhere close to me at the moment. Literally a minute ago that camera went off. I mean, granted, that's only like 300 yards away, so that's pretty cool. So maybe he'll change directions, because right now it looks like he's going the other way. Alright, so last night, yesterday evening, opening day, woo, was probably, I don't know which way to face right now. It was probably my best, well, it was probably my best hunt in the last couple of years, just from the activity I'd seen. So it's got me a little pumped to go back out again this evening, October 2nd. We're going to push in a little further, where the wireless camera was blowing things up on me. It's going to be a little bit risky, I think, but there's a pop-up down there. I'm not sure if I'll be in the pop-up or if I'm going to be in a saddle, because I feel like the pop-up is shredded, but we'll find out. Wear the saddle back, get back there, try and kill something. So frustrated right now. We were sneaking down in here, and I was really worried that there'd be deer bedded right on this food plot. 70 yards from the pop-up blind, and 3 bucks jumped up. One of them was a really nice 2.5-year-old we call Turkey Foot. And then I called my dad to let him know what was going on. Like, the wind's a little swanky. Jumped a few bucks, and the Big Ten the Big Ten stood up. Didn't smell me at the time. I don't know if he has yet, but didn't smell me. I don't know. He walked away and then jumped another small buck, taking one more step. I still said piss on it, get in the tree, might as well try it. So we're overlooking this beautiful little food plot that had a ton of activity yesterday. Who knows about today? I probably just ruined everything, pushing in too far, trying to make something happen instead of waiting for something to happen. It's only 6 o'clock, but I'm getting out of here. This wind comes out of the north, comes out of the east, comes out of the south. It's just, I'm going to make matters worse. Just had a spike slip through to the north of me. Breeze was in my face. And then it switched to the south and he's gone. Same thing happened with that 3-point, so I'm just making matters worse. Right now, just a breeze straight out of the south. Yeah, I'm packing up. I will just blew again. I'll reconvene at the vehicle. That was easily the most insane encounter I've probably experienced in a long time. My phone just died. I'm back to the car. I was talking to Dad, so I got to go down and show him this footage. But you guys probably just saw it all. The 360 camera. That buck that almost ran me over is the one we call Turkey Foot. But I thought that was the one we'd seen down there, which is possible. I don't know. I got to go back and look at it again. Either way, it was a nice buck, but that I couldn't get this camera out of my bag to get out into the field and see what was out there. But that Big Ten, the one that I had the trail camera of, I'll put it right here, that sucker was out in this field and I was at 75 yards just knocking up, just getting ready, and the wind must have did this stupid swirl thing. That's why I got out of the flats, because of this wind being all sorts of funky on me. Got out of there and it must have swirled, and they ran to me and they were by me for what, few minutes. Never completely spooked off, never knew what I was. I don't know if I can give props to the camo or what, but man, that was a rush. My heart was pumping. I almost let the arrow fly. I was about that close. Oh man. I don't know how good the footage is off the 360. I just know it was insane. My heart's still pumping and it's been a half hour, and Dad thought it was pretty awesome. I showed him all the cool stuff. Opening weekend. I hope every hunt is like this. So hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one. See you later, neighbor. And I'll see you guys later too. Have a good one. Appreciate y'all. See you on the next one.